Hi everyone, my name is Juan Carlos Acevedo, and today I'm going to be talking about leadership and the management of e-learning. So let me first take you through the agenda of what I'm going to be talking today. Number one, I want to talk about what is leadership and basic definitions of leadership and the consensus that I found of what leadership is. Second, I want to take that approach and find the current research on successful leadership. Not only what leadership is, but what makes a leader successful, or what do people constitute as being successful leadership? Next, I want to talk about leadership and learning, pretty much how to take leadership and how that affects learning, or what's the impact in learning. Next, I want to go a little bit more in depth and talk about leadership and the management of e-learning. And lastly, I want to talk about my personal interest in leadership and why I chose this topic. So let's begin. What is leadership? There's a consensus that says that leadership is a process of social influence in which one person can enlist the aid and support others in the accomplishment of a common task. So, in other words, a leader is someone who can influence a person and or a team to a common task. So, this is what we usually call a vision. So, current research on successful leadership says that a leader can share the vision and understands the vision. It's someone who can motivate the team or the organization. It attributes its success on the performance of the team and knows how to communicate this shared vision, motivation, and performance, metrics towards the vision. Um, as far as a little bit more in depth, shared vision is the developing of a shared vision that serves as a framework for vision and goals. In other words, a leader or a successful leadership develops a shared vision and goals and knows how to take the team from one end to the vision and the mission. Motivation, we're talking about using goals to motivate people and helping them make sense of their work. Next, we have performance, which is monitoring organizational performance, which means that successful leadership understands how to monitor the organizational performance and makes sure that as we're as the team is walking to the vision and the goals of the organization, it is performing up to par. Next, we have communication, which is promoting effective communication among the team and among the stakeholders. So let me take that into leadership and management of e-learning. We're talking about leadership here, and leadership has a lot of information and a lot of definitions, but we want to take what the theory of leadership to the e-learning environment as well as the management environment. So here we have three topics that we have to combine and find this overlapping point of how leadership and management of e-learning is affected and where they overlap and how a leader can manage an e-learning environment successfully. So first, let me talk about leadership effects on student learning. There's a lot of research out there, and a couple of information that I found is that, and it's interesting, leadership accounts for 1/4 of total direct effect on student learning, meaning leadership is actually a really important aspect when it comes to student learning. It also accounts for 1/4 of total indirect effect, so this could be indirectly, not only in the classroom or in official leadership positions, but it also affects outside the classroom. Leaders have a greater impact on the needs on performing schools, which was interesting on the research that I found, is that leaders are truly needed in student learning in schools that are not doing quite well. Next, I found out that leadership strengthens school cultures, and lastly, it modifies organization structures and builds collaboration processes. So, in other words, the leader has a great impact on student learning. So let me take that leadership point of view in learning into the management of e-learning. First, a leader in the management of e-learning defines a vision for teaching and learning. It also identifies target groups that can be reached through the use of technology. It defines priority target groups and appropriate programs. It also identifies areas of already existing technology support. It identifies areas of support outside the department and decides on key areas of investment and resource allocation. So in other words, the leader defines the vision for teaching and learning, identifies which groups can actually be affected with this, identifies the priority target groups and what programs should be made. And if you continue with the process, what we're learning here is that leaders in e-learning and the management of e-learning identify the goal, identify the groups, identify the resources, and just simply know how to get the team towards the vision and goal. So my personal intake on this leadership is exactly what I just mentioned, is that leadership is an active skill that is learned through time. Many times talk about leaders, but yeah, so in the end, leadership in e-learning understands the overall mission and goals of the organizations and knows how to get them there. So thank you, and if you have any questions, please let me know. Thanks a lot.